Grand Rising family. That is recovery reminders. Okay, so today I want to talk about something important and something serious and something that we all need to sit down and really meditate on, get quiet with yourself about. And this is your spiritual connection to what you think is God. I have been having people comment, Jesus is the only way, and I don't subscribe to that belief either, okay? Because I've tried Jesus. I tried Jesus so many times, okay? Jesus never got me clean. You know what got me clean? Me being aware of my actions and my feelings and actually paying attention to what I felt instead of numbing it and pushing it down. And I got out of the situations that were making me feel icky inside. And I started to look at myself and my life, not anybody else's, but mine. And I got my life in order. And that's the only way, like, to get your life fixed is to fix yourself. Okay, because for most of my life, I thought something was wrong with me. I've been searching, what's wrong with me? I'm so depressed. I have anxiety. No, this world is fucking crazy. Okay, it sucks. This world is a shit show, period. And this world has been lied to and conditioned to believe God is outside of you. And when you do that, when you worship something outside of you, you give your power away. Period. Point blank. I'm not saying there's not a God. I know there's a God. I have had an NDE. Okay. I have been to the other side. I know there's another side. I know that spirits are real. I know this from the center of my being. It's like in my DNA now. Okay. I no longer have any crazy, weird feelings about saying Jesus was sent to free us and we got the message wrong. Period. We've been worshiping the man instead of taking his message and using it to free ourselves. Because that's what the message is there for. But they took it all out and they made these cryptic, it's all about moving the Christ oil up your spine, the 33 vertebrae. That's how many years Christ was alive, into the skull and your pineal gland. Okay, that's all that this book is, but people have taken it literally and made it an outside thing. It is not. It is an internal job. And once you get this in your mind and you get past the conditioning that the church has so blatantly, look at the cross. They show the cross hanging this man that was killed. It was a blood sacrifice. If you actually read it, why would we need a blood sacrifice to be it makes no sense. When you actually get right down to it, it just doesn't. And when I started really realizing that, okay, there's something not right about this, let me try and figure out what it is. And I started getting in touch with myself and trying to raise my consciousness and my awareness. That is what Jesus came to try to tell you. It's to be like him, not to follow him, not to worship him, to do like he did. Live a life of peace and love with no animosity, no resentment, no anger towards anyone. And when you start doing that, you live in heaven. Okay? I am telling you, I was a militant atheist for a long time because I read the books of the Bible when I was in jail, and I was like, this is some bullshit. Okay? But I didn't understand spiritual topics at that time. I have now done a lot of research. I have done a lot more learning spiritually. Okay? And I know that things are not as we see them. We create our world in our minds because wherever we were raised, whoever raised us, okay, we were raised with certain conditions, and we think that those conditions are normal. We think everybody lives in those same conditions, and it's just not true. Everybody has a different circumstance they came from. We all have different genes, okay? But who we are is just an expression in flesh of those genes with our soul, our spirit driving the body. So our desires, what we want, what we like, what we don't like, it's all aspects of that growth in this realm, okay? Our spiritual aspect is the part that has been here many times. Okay. And once I got this and I started like really trying to get in touch with my higher self, and that's how I got sober. Not asking God, please, Jesus, take my addiction away. No, that never worked. I tried it. Believe me, I tried it. I always went back. It is only with changed mind. My thoughts are what I changed. My thoughts about myself, my thoughts about me being an addict, my thoughts about the way the world is. Okay, we've been lied to. The world is not physical. Okay? I mean, it is kind of, but it's multidimensional. And so are you. And once you get this and can understand, and like I didn't understand either, I started learning. Okay? I started listening to like channeled messages. Okay? Think about it. If these are channeled messages, they're from beings who are seeing the planet from an outside perspective that we as humans living on the planet can't see. Wouldn't it be nice to get a higher perspective and to think about how God would look at the world? Okay, and this is when I really woke up. How God would look at the world. Would God tell like people on one side one thing and the other? No. But we are told in the Bible that the devil runs this world. So why wouldn't you think that he's going to try to fool everybody into believing a religion that tells you you're a sinner and you're nothing and you need forgiveness? That is a very disempowering message. Okay? I couldn't get clean having my power outside of me. The only way I got it, you see the Sacred Heart? That is where God is. In your heart. Okay? Your heart, love, is your connection to Source, the divine. Okay? And we have had this view of love that is outside of ourselves. So we think of it as a physical thing. Sex, sex is definitely not love. Okay? And that is the fruit on the tree of good and evil. Okay? The orgasm. And I haven't had sex in a really long time. I've been, sober. What do you call that when whatever. Celibate, that thing. I've been celibate for, almost a year now. And I have been working on my internal, my spirit. And I can see in other people, like how we're so caught up in our feelings. Our feelings aren't real. They're there to tell us a message about the outside world. And we've taken this information and processed it wrong. Period. And once you realize that God is within each and every one of us and we're all connected, we all need each other. We are a planetary species. Why would we kill another human being? We wouldn't, because we are all one. We are like cancer living on this planet right now, the way we are living, but that's changing because we've had everything backwards. We need to turn it around. Okay. And that's what this awakening is about. Okay. Love is not unloving. Okay. Love is caring about what happens to another person, what happens to the planet, what happens to the animals. And we can't do it if we're not aware of how we are each behaving each and every day, all the time. You have to stay conscious, stay in your awareness. Okay, that's what this raising your consciousness. It's just being aware at all times, not going, when you drive your car and you're like, oh, I don't even remember getting there. That's because you went unconscious. You were thinking. When we think, when we go into thought, that's when we start not being in the moment. We have to be in the moment. Being in touch with your breath, that has really helped me. As long as I'm aware, I'm breathing, and I'm safe, and we're always safe. We have been lied. This outside world is real good at making us afraid. You have to face that fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. You have survived 100% of everything that you've been through. And that's how I started looking at it. And I should be dead. I have been. I have been dead many times. So I realized that, if I tried to off myself and couldn't do it because I was so stuck in my misery, then I must have a purpose. So let me try to find out what that is. And that's all I've been trying to do. I started looking at what my life had been. It had been addiction and abuse. And I started healing myself from that by reaching an unconditional love for myself and forgiving myself for everything I had done in the past, and started living a life from integrity and grace and forgiveness and true unconditional love. I don't look at how people look. I don't look at what they can do for me. I look at them as a sentient being that is just trying to live the best life that they can out there. I know, because I was one of them. Okay. And I got a lot of anger and animosity thrown on me that I didn't deserve. And it was in that anger and animosity, when life pressures you, that's what turns you into a diamond. I promise. If you really get in touch with yourself and the light within you, okay, God is an internal source that we have to connect to. And I do it by going out into nature, because where else are you going to get the power of source energy? You have to be. Just be. We've forgotten how to just be. And I was just doing and doing and doing to try to cover up the crap that I had in my mind, when all we really need to do is let it go. Let go of it. Release it. Stop carrying it around and letting it affect your today. That's not who you are today. Live a life that you can be proud of. A life in alignment with your true self and what you want. And peace and love is what we all want. I promise. It's what I wanted. But I was looking for it outside of myself. And I was looking for a God outside of myself until I got right with me. That's the only way. Let go of everything, every thought that you've had about your past, and start believing that you can make a better way by making better choices, and do it. Period. All right. It's about 15 minutes. I love you guys. I got to get to the clinic. I haven't even gone, but I had to get this out there because of all the messages I've been getting. The Jesus thing. I believe in Jesus. Okay. I believe that Jesus was a wonderful teacher, and we've misstrued the message. And we have allowed this church to basically glorify his murder. That's not what it's about. I love you. It's about love. That's what it's about. And once you get that and get that divine love is like allowing people to be who they are, allowing yourself to be who you are, and loving yourself anyway. You know, that's it. I love you. Be blessed. Peace. Be a blessing. I love you.